Well, something strange is going on over Ethereum land. There are rumors circulating that maybe, just maybe, we are still going to get an Ethereum ETF approval in 10 days' time. It all seems a rushed if that's the case. But hey, the SEC does like to leave things to the last minute. Breaking down that story today, we got big Bitcoin news, big altcoin news, all kinds of fun stuff. And of course, answering your questions in the second half of the stream. So let's get it. Welcome, everybody, to the party as well. See you guys in the chat. What's up? So, let's talk crypto coins. First off, Ethereum. Ethereum ETF approval odds just doubled. Does somebody know something that we don't? I'm going to break down what's going on with the story here, but there are rumors circulating that we may be getting ETH ETF approval after all by May 23rd. Remember, BlackRock generally gets what the heck it wants. They've had 576, something like that, ETFs approved. They've had one denied. Nobody ever heard again from that SEC commissioner that denied their one ETF. Yikes. Now, prediction markets, odds are doubling. They're pricing in increased odds of an approval. Ryan Selkis here sharing ETF approval probability now approaching 100%. That's a big escalation, isn't it? What's interesting here, Nate Grassi pointing out, says, I'm definitely not here to stoke hopium, but it is very interesting that Grayscale perplexingly yanked the 33 Act ETH Futures ETF 19B-4 filing. Why'd they name it this? Like, what? Anyway, and ARK now submitting S-1 amendment on spot ETH ETF to not include staking. You hearing this? Maybe the SEC just doesn't want a clown show around this like they had with the spot Bitcoin ETF. See, this is very interesting. It's a big escalation we're seeing right here. The fact that these last minute, because 10 days away, these last minute amendments are being pushed through, removing staking. Maybe that actually means there has been some kind of conversation with the SEC where they basically are looking at everything going on right now. They're going, gosh darn it, we do not want to lose in court again and be embarrassed again in court like we had to happen with Grayscale. So let's just, you know what? Let's take the staking thing away. Okay. And then we're going to just keep it simple. We're just going to let them do spot Ethereum ETFs because we've largely already established by precedent of years of SEC actions that Ethereum itself is a commodity. The CFTC is saying that Ethereum is a commodity. We don't want to have a fight with the CFTC as well as all these crypto companies. So maybe, just maybe, they said to ARK and to Grayscale in the background, guys, come on, take the stake and stuff away. We'll let you list the Ethereum ETFs, but just as plain spot Ethereum, no staking, none of that nonsense. Okay, maybe we'll talk about that later. But right now, you can just bring Ethereum to the market. Now, that would be massive. If so, we don't have any indication that's what's going to happen. Markets are increasingly becoming bullish on this being a potential scenario to play out. Again, approval odds are increasing dramatically. Last minute filings are suspicious. JC pointing out the SEC is going to accept ETH ETFs and declare ETH a commodity, but not staked Ethereum. Last year, the SEC attacked Coinbase and BINANCE about their staking program. Kraken as well. Kraken had to pay a $30 million fine for the terrible crime of letting you stake your Ethereum on their exchange. Disgusting. Why, he says, because it's based on the effort of others to get expected returns, so enters in the realm of securities contracts. This will be the battle that the SEC will focus on. ETH itself will be cleared as a commodity, but the madness will continue on staked ETH. Specific protocols will be cleared by the SEC. Now, take that information for what you will, and then look at this very sad looking, look at this sad chart. Man, somebody needs to play some quiet violin music here for this, man, because that is depressing looking. Let's look at this. So we peaked out here at $4,000. Ever since then, we've just been doing lower and lower and lower peaks. Downtrend well in effect here for Ethereum. Ethereum pessimism quite high right now. Not only because of the ETF fears, but just around competition. There's more things happening. There's the open network, and there's Sui and Solana and all this other stuff, right? Ethereum main chain still kind of sucks. Yeah. Layer 2 is pretty cool. I love using Base. I love using ZK Sync. I love using Linea. I love using Arbitrum. Don't use Optimism. Don't know why. Never really had anything to do over there, I guess. But Ethereum, not looking super awesome right now. 2 rejections as resistance at the 50-day EMA. Look at that. Not pretty. Lost it. Rejected here, I guess you could say, on the 24th. But really rejected here on the 29th. At a big rally again. Trying again on the 6th of May. Rejected once again. ETH not looking super hot right now. But imagine how fast that can change if we actually get an Ethereum ETF spot approval in the US market. Hey, man, you have to think too. There is to some extent, and I don't know to what extent, but there is to some extent the reality of game theory coming into play here. Because what did Hong Kong just do? They approved Ethereum spot ETFs. And it's pretty soon going to come to the mainland via the Stock Connect stuff. So pretty soon, mainland China gets access to Bitcoin and Ethereum. U.S. investors left out in the cold. U.S. doesn't like being one step behind China. Maybe this adds fuel to the fire for rushing an approval through. BlackRock's making the calls saying, yo, man, the Chinese are eating our lunch out here. We got to get these things to market. We shall see. 10 days, we'll have the answer. Maybe sooner. We'll keep our eyes out, of course. Let you know what's going on. Bitcoin, not much to report here either. We have our hope scenario over here that one day we'll start putting in some new higher peaks and start climbing up the ladder again. Right now, though, downtrend remains in effect. The price, very tight range at the moment, bouncing back and forth between the 100-day EMA here, pink line, 50-day EMA here, yellow line. Came down on Friday, tested the 100-day EMA, bounced off it slightly. Markets still showing fear. Markets showing lack of conviction currently. That can change on a dime, of course, depending on the news. But right now, downtrend continues. Keep that in mind when aping into stuff. Altcoins still getting hammered hard. It's pretty brutal out there in altcoin land. Obviously, Bitcoin and Ethereum holding up better. Majors always hold up better. Altcoins, ooh, it's rough, man. It's rough. It's rough. Michael's saying, can you turn up the microphone volume? It's on the softer side. And anybody else getting that? Let me know if it sounds a bit too quiet. We can turn that up a little bit for you guys. Okay, moving on. I want to share this tweet here from Titan of Crypto. Uh-oh. Volume low. Make sure we're going through here. Sue says mine's fine. Jordan says volume fine. Aaron says volume good. Everyone else saying the volume's coming through okay. Okay, so we'll just leave it as is for now. I'll do a double check after the stream today, make sure it's okay. Anyway, Titan Crypto, I want to share a chart with you. Bitcoin Golden Cross on the Ichimoku. Ichimoku. Anyway, that's crossover. Last time this happened, early February. Of course, that was when we had a rally from $40,000 to $74,000. A lot of these charts are starting to point more and more in that direction. We've had the huge corrections come in. The charts have largely reset. A lot of things have reset in the market. Okay. Now we are keeping our eyes out for that eventual reversal whenever it comes, because it will come at some point. I wanted to share this chart with you here in Duitio posting. I saw this fart. This fart. Yeah, this fart's shared around. I don't want to share farts around. This chart was shared around. It's an interesting one. I've seen this playing around on Twitter the last few days. His thoughts on it. It's getting serious out here. We're entering into the sweet spot of certainty. True easy mode. We will probably only stay a few months between proof of bull and proof of bear. Proof of bull is the first big pullback. It's a sign to be max long. Miss this sign and you are not going to make it. Proof of bear is the complacency bounce. It's a sign to get the heck out of the market. Miss this sign and you are not going to make it. Last chance to place your bets with fabulous risk reward is right now. There isn't a moment in crypto markets that's more important than this very moment. The most obvious moment, the margin for error in the next couple of months is incredibly small. Those are big. Them's fighting words right there, man. Those are big words. It's interesting. We're in a very interesting phase in the market right now. We've had the initial break of previous highs, came earlier than we expected this time, fine, but it's been broken nevertheless. Now we start entering the the major markup phase. And I know you're saying, Lark, major markup phase, what are you talking about? Have you seen the charts? Yeah, I've seen the charts. This is our consolidation period before we start entering into that markup phase. How long that markup phase lasts is going to be 6 months, is going to be a year, is going to be 18 months, remains to be seen. Remember, we have to try and understand what the market is showing us, not what we want to hear from the market. I was talking to Crypto earlier on a space, as I hopped on a space with him on X, and we were talking about this topic about, well, when could the market top? And he was saying, well, maybe a year from now. I'm saying, well, maybe it's going to be like 18, 20 months. We shall see. But regardless, either way you want to see it, neither of us have a crystal ball. But anyway you want to look at it, you have to be paying attention to those key signals in the market. Is the pi cycle top indicator flashing? Are we seeing Coinbase app in the top 5, stuff like this? And not everything's necessarily going to be the same this cycle, but a lot of it's probably still going to show up. Okay, the MVRVZ score, the NUPL score, stuff like this. A lot of great free charts you can find over a website like lookintobitcoin.com. Okay. I want to share this one too. This is interesting. Having cycle theory. So based on this is shared by Crypto.com, by the way, based on this, you will see a new high right down here, by the way, November 28th, 2025, within a little bit of range of when that happens. You can see last one based on this cycle chart. November 28th, 2021 was the prediction, and it came in, what was that, November 4th or something? Or was it early? It was in October. It was about a month away, about a month off of it. So, yeah. Will it be spot on this time for 2025? Maybe. And of course, that means market bottom probably coming in November 28th, 2026. If the 4-year cycle theory holds true, which largely follows 4-year liquidity cycles in China, by the way. So, we'll see how that plays out. Hey, real quick note from today's sponsor before we get into all the altcoin news, and that is crypto.com. Guys, this right here, crypto.com debit card. I love this bad boy. I've been using mine for years now, literally. I think I got it back in 2020. Been a while. Hold on to that bad boy. Enjoyed the heck out of using it. It is a great card for getting all kinds of cash rewards. So you can get cash rewards paid back in CRO tokens. So if you get yourself something like this, which is the Jade Green card, and you lock up $4,000 more of CRO for staking, then you can get 2% cash back. Pretty gosh darn cool. Ruby Steel's only $400, 1% cash back rewards. Of course, they have some mega super ultra cards here, like the Obsidian card with wild 5% cash back rewards. Absolutely crazy stuff there. All kinds of fun card benefits as well. Spotify, Netflix for free. Pretty cool stuff. Amazon Prime, and pretty crazy stuff, again, for the top tier cards. Airport lounge access if you get one of these Jade Green bad boys. Not bad, is it? All kinds of wild stuff. Private jet partnerships, exclusive research reports, and all that stuff if you're going for the 2 top tiers of cards. Once again, free ATM withdrawals all around the world. Pretty cool stuff, right? Great card benefits. It is just a super easy way to be able to spend your crypto, because you get the crypto.com app, you have your crypto there, you want to take some profits, you take profits, load your profits onto the card, man, and then go boom, 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 boom. Go buy some stuff, take the missus out for a nice lunch, whatever you want to do. This makes it super easy. There's a link in the description where you can learn more or get your card today. Check it out. Thanks again for sponsoring the stream, crypto.com. Okay, let's go. So we need to talk about this real quick. And I know we've talked about it a bit last week, so I don't want to go too deep into it. But this is the first Bitcoin election. Balaji's right. We talked about that last week in the stream. Here's a article from Politico saying that crypto is Trump's new weapon against Biden. Big things happening out here. Now, this is interesting too. Bitcoin Magazine CEO, shout out to the guys at Bitcoin Magazine. David Bailey says their team is advising Trump on his Bitcoin policy agenda, that they intend to raise $100 million war chest for the campaign to ensure that the next president is pro-Bitcoin. Pro-Bitcoin. Now, again, you don't have to like the vast majority of things about either of the candidates. If you are a crypto investor and you believe in freedom of finance, you believe in freedom of money, all that stuff, you have 2 options, and neither of them are Biden, realistically. Okay, we're just keeping it real. If you are voting for Biden and you're a big crypto enthusiast, you're voting against your own interests by voting for him, because he has shown himself to be wildly anti-crypto, or the people behind him are wildly anti-crypto. So who's that leave you with? Trump, who a lot of people are putting time and effort behind. Look, the Bitcoin Magazine guys, they're trying to raise $100 million to try to ensure to bribe the next president, because that's how it works. You get some campaign contributions, aka you bribe them, and then they'll do your bidding. Finally, the industry's waking up to how Washington works. You got to get in there. It's pay for play, baby. Pay Trump the money, he's going to be pro Bitcoin. Now, he's already been in NFTs and he's got Ethereum and stuff like that. He knows, or he's aware of, and actually had a meeting last week for his NFT holders or something like that. That's pretty cool, right? Anyway, that's Trump. The guy who's really pro Bitcoin and I think believes in it more so than Trump, RFK Jr., although what chance he actually has of getting anywhere near the reins of power is a different question. But yeah, I don't have a horse in the race. I'm not voting. I can't vote. I don't live there. But I do want to see Americans have as much financial freedom as possible. Lots of friends and family in America. Okay, people. And I want everybody in the world to have access to crypto and to have freedom to transact with who they want to transact with, and freedom to use the currencies they want to use, all that kind of stuff. And the choices couldn't be more obvious. Right now, you've got one candidate wildly against, and other candidates, whether Trump's kind of for it, especially if he's going to get some sweet campaign contributions, and another guy, RFK Jr., who's very much for it, and I think is more genuine about that support. So anyway, that's interesting. But it is the Bitcoin election, isn't it? Imagine if crypto becomes a regular topic of this campaign cycle. And yeah, just think about it. It's the Bitcoin election in America, guys. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. And I love to see it. You love to see it too. We all love to see it. It's very exciting. And look, there are people in America still, in spite of all the crazy, who are still trying to push some stuff forward. This guy, Patrick McHenry, introducing for too long the U.S. digital asset economy ecosystem has been plagued by regulatory uncertainty, has stifled innovation, left consumers unprotected. Very true statements. Absolutely. Said Fit 21 will cement American leadership of the global financial system and bolster our role as an international hub for innovation. Now, the problem with Fit 21 is that Biden's going to veto it 100%. 100%. Andrew says it's stupid to be a one-issue voter. You know, it's interesting. There's a lot of voters end up being one-issue voters because, like taxes, for example, it just depends on how important the issue is to you, right? How many people out there are going to vote just on, like, oh gosh, don't even want to say the word on stream, but like, unaliving unborn babies, right? That's a big issue for a lot of people, and they're single-issue voters based on that. Or people who are single-issue voters based on taxes. Like, I get it, man. I'll be honest. If I have two political parties here in New Zealand to vote for, one of them saying, hey, we're going to lower your taxes by 2% next, if you vote for us, we'll say, yeah, you're the guys. I don't care. You're the guys. You're the guys. Okay. I'll be a single issue voter on that. I don't know, unless they're like the rest of their policy is like, and we're going to turn this into like, a Nazi state or something. Well, 2% might not be worth it in that case, but it's probably not going to happen as big. Something status quo, blah, 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 blah. Lower your taxes. I'll take the lower taxes. Thank you very much. I'd be a single issue voter in that case. And I think a surprisingly large amount of people end up being single issue voters, or like vibe voters. Like, I would have a beer with that guy over the other guy. Come on. Guys, you've been around, you walk around out in society. You know how many people out there are going to be like that. Come on. Okay. Let's continue. Anyway, I bring this up because there are people in the American government who are at least pro-crypto, just not the president right now. 186 wealth managers reported owning Bitcoin ETFs this week in filings with the SEC, and a lot of people are going like, oh my gosh, JP Morgan, Wells Fargo, and stuff like that, owning Bitcoin ETFs on behalf of their clients. It's not the banks themselves that are buying it, but owning on behalf of their clients, but still pretty cool. A lot of other wealth managers getting in the game as well on behalf of their clients, once again. Real quick on Ethereum, I know we're running a bit long already, so we're going to get into your questions here pretty soon, guys. I'm not going to get to all the stories for today, but let's dive in. Ethereum Layer 2 is on the brink of setting a new all-time high in user engagement, including ETH main chain. shattered records near 7.6 million monthly active users across the ecosystem. Just think back in 2022, we were only at 1.6 million. Now, that's pretty crazy. 7.6 million active monthly users across the Ethereum ecosystem. That includes on Base and zk Sync and Linea, et cetera, et cetera. Pretty interesting. Ethereum continues to grow in spite of the price action, in spite of the lack of ETFs, okay? What's interesting, too, is how much of the ecosystem is going now to layer 2. In fact, 82% of Ethereum activity is on Arbitrum, Optimism, Base. Linea, zk Sync, of course, I'm getting part of that, too. But most of the total stuff happening is now happening at layer 2. And that's only going to keep going over time. Ethereum layer 1 will just be this domain of like mega whales and crypto punks and stuff like that. And some mega applications that people don't mind paying $100 in gas fees to get into, because that's what Ethereum gas fees get up to. Pretty cool. I like it. Dan Moorhead, he is the founder and managing partner over at Pantera Capital. And what's interesting is they've just invested a truckload of money in the open network. TON, T-O-N, ton. I like TON better. Anyway, 99.99% of blockchain projects are tech ideas trying to create a community from nothing. According to CoinMarketCap, there are more than 23,000 cryptocurrencies. That's a hard road for most. Telegram is a community integrating blockchain technology. That's just got to be easier. Pantera recently made the largest investment in its history in the open network. Now, they recently made a $250 million investment in Solana. So I guess the implication here is that this is bigger than that. Did they buy $500 million of Telegram tokens? Maybe. It's a lot of money. You can, of course, go and read their full investment rationale if you're interested in the open network. We just did a review on it here on the channel last week, but you can read more from the GigaBrain guys over at Pantera, what their thoughts on it are. But he said, I want to share why I'm so energized. He said, I recently had lunch with Pavel Durov, the founder of Telegram. The purity of his conviction is mesmerizing. Let me follow this guy real quick. At 21, Pavel and his brother Nikolai founded VK, which is the Facebook of Russia. The platform is so good and free from Russian media control that the Russian opposition used it extensively to organize large protests in Russia. The government pressured Pavel to censor and ban some online opposition communities. He refused. 2013, he left Russia for good. He immediately founded Telegram. Yeah, by the way, the Russian government, or oligarchs linked to the Russian government, now own vContactee. Anyway, it's interesting. We're seeing big money coming into the open network right now, and I don't have a horse in the race. I don't own the open network coin. I don't own any coins right now on the open network. I do use Telegram app all the time, so there's that. But definitely something I'll keep paying attention to, because the thesis is very real. 900 million users on Telegram. Come on, a lot of those people are going to be crypto-friendly-ish, at least. Definitely, in my opinion, something to be keeping an eye on. And I will be keeping an eye on this ecosystem. One of the few ecosystems I'll be continuing to track a bit closer throughout the cycle. Okay. Right, real quick, I want to let you guys know about this as well. An airdrop opportunity. Got a few other things here. We'll talk about them tomorrow's stream so we can get into your questions. But I wanted to let you guys know about this. And that is the Orderly airdrop. So basically with Orderly, here's the deal. They're doing an airdrop. And in order to farm that airdrop right now, there were some things before the road to order started, some Galaxy campaigns and stuff like that. But now they're doing a road to order, which basically you go to an approved partner that they're the infrastructure for, Orderly's infrastructure for exchanges. So they provide liquidity. They're like a liquidity layer for decentralized exchanges. Anyway, you want to come here to app.orderly.network and then go and start doing some trading somewhere like, well, WooFi, for example. So WooFi, there's a link in the description for WooFi, by the way. You come over here, you create volume, okay? You make some trades. So basically, the more volume, the more merits you get. Okay, so you want to check in over here, see how many merits you're getting, see where you're ranking for the week, and then go over here, trade. And it's just about creating volume, really. Obviously, you want to make profitable trades, but you just can actually kind of burn fees, so to speak. It's kind of what my approach has been. Burn fees, get the volume in, and then get the merit points. Hopefully, it'll pay off over time anyway. But anyway, link in the description if you want to start trading on WooFi and start earning those orderly merits. Okay, so let's crack one open, guys, and crack open some questions. Let's go. Bunch of people asking about some meme coin called Kendu Inu. I know absolutely nothing about this. So to all the people relentlessly shilling this in the chat, I have no idea. Guys, meme coin flavor of the week. People still talking about crow with knife. But realistically, guys, a lot of these meme coins are going to be flashes in the pan that are going to be worth zero very, very quickly. Could this be one? Likely. More likely than not. Let's say that. It's more likely than not to be in the zero in a few weeks versus the billions in a few weeks. This could be the exception. I have no idea about anything to do with it, okay? I don't. That's just a thought. I see every single week in the chat here, groups come in and relentlessly shill the new meme coin. Whatever it is this week, that's going to be the thing. And you really see that mind share comes behind certain coins. People get more excited about certain coins, right? Dogecoin, for example, OG whales and stuff like that are excited about Dogecoin because of the original meme coin. Stuff like dog with hat, right? The hat stays on. Stuff like this, right? People, they like it. It's funny. And so it's built a big community behind it. Those are big cap coins now, though. And of course, everybody's always looking for the next big thing, the thing that's going to make them a bunch of money. Right now, I feel like it is a very player versus player environment in the meme coin space. There's a lot of great meme coins, major beta plays on especially like secondary chains like Avalanche and Cock&U, Linea and Foxy, Puff and Mantle, stuff like this. Brett and Benji, the good boy on base, stuff like this. Okay. Lots of potential there, I think, for some of these memes when the altcoin season kicks back off. But we're in a downtrend right now, baby. We're in a downtrend, and people are playing player versus player games, looking for that quick buck. But a bit of patience, maybe something to consider in this situation. Instead of getting chopped up, trying to run from one hot meme to the next hot meme. Okay. This guy says, tell me another meme with the Shiba Inu dev Satoshi sporting it. You know, the amount, if I had $1 for every time I've heard that the Shiba Inu dev is supporting a meme coin, I'd be a rich man. Because I have definitely heard that one before, okay? And maybe it is true. Maybe he really is supporting it. But man, definitely heard that line rolled out many, many times. Thoughts on an 8-year bull run like gold did when this ETF was approved? Let's go. Let's go. 8-year bull run. Yes. Look, I'm not sure that's going to be the case. I'm just not. However, I would welcome it if it were the case. I feel like because gold in 2004, 2004, come on, guys, were you around on the internet back in 2004? Okay, I know some of you guys might be too young for that, but most of you guys, from my Google statistics, show that the majority of you are around my age, and you were around back in the early internet. Come on, man. That was like 2004. The internet was nowhere near as exciting as it is nowadays. Things have changed. Bitcoin's here. Bitcoin markets move a lot faster. I don't think we're going to get an 8-year sort of secular bull run for Bitcoin where it just goes up only for 8 years. I still think we'll get huge swings and it'll follow approximately a regular cycle. I'm ready to be proven wrong. I'm here for a super cycle if I see it in the charts. However, if I see things turning over at late next year, watch out. It's going to be time to sell. Should I keep my arrow if I don't plan on providing liquidity? I want to take a bigger chance on a meme, and I like your thoughts on Benji. Cute dog, man. I was thinking about getting one for my kids. I don't know if I will. I'm an ambassador for them, by the way. Full disclosures in the YouTube description and the pinned comment on X. You can also find my full portfolio holdings as well as all of my venture holdings and any other conflicts of interest I may have. Anyway, that being said, Two very different things, right? If you feel that you want to take that added risk for something that's a much smaller market cap with a potentially higher return potential versus something which could be more of a, quote unquote safe bet, it's a tricky one, right? In terms of not providing liquidity or not vote locking and stuff like that. It's interesting. If you're just waiting for the number to go up on Arrow, I think it will go up. My personal thought, base season has not really kicked off in any meaningful way. Base is going to be super huge in the next months to year or two. It'll get absolutely massive. Once that smart wallet comes out, then we open up the gateway, which is not going to be day one. Oh my gosh, 10 million people came in today. No, it'll take months to get there. However, we will get there. It'll be massive. So that's coming. Okay. That's coming. It's going to be really, really big. And that's going to just pump up the whole base ecosystem. And something like Arrow stands to really benefit from that. And Benji, good boy meme coin. I like the dog. Okay. Totally different category of asset and different risk factors as well, for being honest here. Okay. So that's something to consider. Is that a risk you're willing to take? Or do you need to sell your entire position of Arrow? Maybe you can sell 20%, 30%, half of it, and put half of it into Benji, for example. Not financial advice. I'm just giving you scenarios to think about, right? Does it have to be all or nothing? Maybe you can have exposure to both the biggest exchange and a very interesting meme, right? Something to think about. $1 billion in Pith will be unlocked in about 9 days. Yikes. That's a lot. What's Pith's market cap right now? Is it even $1 billion? 600. So basically 150% of the current circulating supplies market cap is going to be unlocked. I assume a lot of that's going to go to private round investors and stuff like that, people who might have a bit more holding potential, let's say, but that's a lot of money. And this is something I was actually thinking about the other day. How many different unlocks are there all the time? Not just picking on Pith here, but really right across the space. How many staking rewards are coming in every day to the whole market? How many unlocks are coming for all these different VC, angel investor, influencer, whatever, invested in coins? It's a lot of coins coming out to the market all the time. And is there that much money coming into the market every day to absorb all that? Well, right now there isn't. Retail had a bit of a peak of interest around the Bitcoin ETF approval, and that's largely subsided. Views on YouTube videos, for example, as a great indicator, went up around that time, and they've gone back down right across the board, basically, for crypto channels right now. Not just my channel, really all crypto channels. So that's something to think about, isn't it? Are there enough users to continue absorbing the impact of all these huge unlocks? Because I don't think there is. Not yet, anyway. Whoa, Darren. Oh my gosh. All right. How do I know what airdrops are legit and which are scams? I said I received 2 for holding ETH on my Ledger wallet, but they require me to give up my 24-word password. That's a scam. There's a reason why airdrops stopped actually being airdrops. You have to go claim them now because there started being too much network spam and scams just being sent out to people's wallets with the exact same names and stuff like that. So it looks legitimate and then you lose all your money. Okay. So be super careful. Look at when you get these random tokens showing up in your wallet, just look at it like a Nigerian prince scam email. So that's the equivalent, but on the blockchain. Okay, they're trying to say, well, you got rich. Look, here's this airdrop worth thousands of dollars. No, it's not. It's worth nothing. And if you try to claim that and you give them your 24-word password, guess what? Someone's getting rich and it ain't you, but it's the scammers who are stealing your money. Be super careful. Never put your 24-word password in anywhere. Okay, anywhere. Unless it's your hardware wallet. So be super diligent. A lot of airdrops are going on right now, but most of those require you to have to go to the page and claim. Okay. Jay says, I know you're invested in both Jupiter and Arrow. Which do you think is going to have a bigger market cap between Arrow market cap? I have no idea, man. It doesn't particularly matter to me either because I am invested in both of them. I see both ecosystems as doing very, very well. Is Jupiter going to go to 25 billion, but Arrow's going to go to 30 billion or 20 billion? I don't know, man. I don't know. And I don't think it really matters because in both situations, truckloads of money gets made. Hey Lark, 5.3 theory for, I have no idea what you're talking about. 5.3 theory for Bitcoin. You'll have to explain more about that. If I see it in the comments, I'll try and bring that up, but I have no idea what you're talking about. Or maybe I do, but I'm not understanding the question. H2O Chicken says, if you haven't used Arc Block's new generative AI, you're sleeping. There you go. Lots of stuff going out. Give us the tea on Caspa. Don't have a great opinion on it. Don't know enough about it. Sorry. Might be a noob question. If this new Coinbase smart wallet comes out bringing people on chain, why would they need a DeFi like Arrow to swap? Well, here's the question. When they want to do on-chain swaps, where are they going to go to do it? Who's going to provide the liquidity? Aerodrome is. And instead of Coinbase needing to create a new protocol, and they might, they can just invest in Aerodrome, for example, and benefit from them benefiting without having to actually run it themselves. So they'll hook up with this on-chain liquidity provider, which is essentially what Aerodrome is doing. No opinion on Alien Base yet, guys. I'll try and get around to playing with them one of these days. I just have not had time to go and be playing around, experimenting with every new app that's coming out in the history of all blockchains. It's hard. It's hard. I'm trying to keep up to date with, even my farming's been falling off recently, but I'm trying to keep it up. Nicholas, why do I keep getting saying what we were just saying a minute ago, man? People are trying to scam you and get you to approve scammy contracts. So once in a blue moon, those are real. But more often than not, they're just scams. So be careful. Robert says, with retail having been burned multiple times, i.e. 90% are losing money, and those people telling all their friends, what kind of event would make them come back? Greed. The price going up. Here's a fun idea for you. The lottery. How many people do you know that play lottery every single week and lose every single week? I know a lot. My grandma, for example, she used to play the lottery all the time. My mom back in the day, I don't think she does so much anymore. Back in the day, like we're talking like the 90s, $5 every week in the lottery or whatever, always lost. I think one time we won like $1,000 or something like that. But how many thousands had we spent or invested in lottery tickets in order to get that return back? So as long as money is out here to be made in these markets, people will come back. Doesn't matter how many times people have burned on stocks, right? Doesn't mean they've stopped investing in stocks, have they? No, of course not. People will come back. And the more that crypto gets serious and gets ETFs and big bank approval and backing and all this stuff, the more that people will see, it's got so much more legitimate now. Now we have to go back more money in, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It's just this way in markets. People will come back in. In fact, the vast majority of people will come back in at the peak of the market. It's depressing to think about, but it's true. And those people, by the way, are going to be your exit liquidity. It's a brutal game, man. It's player versus player out here, okay? It's not kumbaya. Not everybody's going to make it. In fact, most people won't make it. But I want as many of you guys to make it as possible. Luis says, do you think making $800,000 with $23,000 can be achieved? I mean, sure. Will you? That's a different question. Can it? Is it possible? Oh, absolutely. Definitely possible. It's crypto, man. People have made that today on some random meme coin they got lucky to get into early. That being said, can you be the exception and not the rule? Hard to say. Look, there are a lot of mid-cap altcoins that could give you 20 to 30x gains. I'm just throwing it out there as a sort of example. But you're taking risks, obviously, and trying to go from 23K to 800K. I mean, that's like 30x, right? Slightly more, 32x or something. That's big, especially if you're trying to do it this cycle. The odds are against you because you're going to try and force yourself to do things that'll make you take on too much risk. Okay, so perhaps lower your expectations a bit. You could 10x that money, I think, relatively easily in crypto, quote unquote, by staying to some of the quote unquote safer coins. But there's definitely the potential to have that money gain out there, right? But it depends what kind of risks you're willing to take with your money. Okay. Okay. Let's see here. Do a few more guys, and we'll finish up for today. What are your thoughts on real world asset plays? I haven't been super into real world assets so far. Just kind of, I can't be in every single narrative play, so I've kind of been more avoiding real world asset stuff. Oh, yep. Cassie, most crypto projects will be worth over time. That's yes, yes, yes. Learn from history. Learn from history, please, guys. Go back and look last cycle. In fact, coinmarketcap.com's got a great feature on their website. It's called a snapshot. It gives you the top 100 coins of any given week. Go back to 2017, see how many names you recognize. Go to 2019, see how many names you recognize. Go to 2021 and see how many names you recognize. Because my guess is that half of the coins that were in the top 100 4 years ago, and that's a long time ago. Yeah. 4 years ago plus, let's say, you're not going to recognize many of those names because most of these coins are going to fail. Just a reminder. Just a reminder. Arrow crashed after you bought. Are you doing? I haven't added a lot more, Daniel. We're just kind of riding it. Whatever. It's fine. Yeah, I bought at not the most opportune time, obviously, but I wanted to just buy and put the liquidity position in and just ride that liquidity position for 6 to 12 months. So could it have been a bit better timed? Obviously. Do I mind? No, because when I got into it with the idea that I'm going to be in this liquidity position for 6 months to a year, potentially a bit longer. And I'm fine with that. So, but I haven't added much more, but I am dollar cost averaging in the sense that my rewards are going back into the pool continually. So I'm continually claiming, selling half for USDC, staking it back in the liquidity position, and just continue to do that. And I'll continue to do that for a few months until I just let it ride, get my ROI back, and then let the rest roll for till the endish of the cycle, and then take it all out. Sell everything, walk away. Hopefully with some money. That would be fantastic. Cam, well, wait for my portfolio to pump. What should I have for dinner tonight? This is not a food advice channel. Not financial advice either. But something tasty. Eat your vegetables, man. Don't forget about your vegetables, okay? There you go. Please have some broccoli. Are you holding any AVAX, Larky? Yes. I've got, you can see my full portfolio disclosures in the description on YouTube, the pinned comment on X, again, as usual. Yes, I'm holding AVAX. I think AVAX has great potential. It hasn't got wild hype at this particular minute, but we've got some incredible stuff happening over on Avalanche, including Off the Grid coming. Have you seen this game? I'm an investor, by the way, but have you seen this game? It's going to be big. It's going to be absolutely big. That's coming on Avalanche subnet. So AVAX, I think, is one not to fade. I'm pretty excited about my AVAX bags. And don't talk about them all that much right now, but kind of talk about Bitcoin, Ethereum, big stuff, but and some other narratives that I see building up. And things people are talking about. But yes, I still have great faith my AVAX bags will do nice this cycle. Let's say I only need them to do nice. I don't have to do have them do super wildly. Ken says Lark DYOR on RWA. Don't want you missing that boat. Here's the thing. I can't be in every boat at the same time. And I've kind of made the decision, look, I just can't be everywhere all the time. I've already got, I'm focusing on Solana, I'm focusing on Base and some layer one blockchains, and I'm pretty into AI and I'm pretty into gaming. I'm dabbling in meme coins. Like that's probably the vast majority of my portfolio allocation right there. It's enough. I don't need NFTs. I don't need real world assets, other stuff, NFT, FI. I like DeFi, and I still do plenty of DeFi stuff. Aerodromes DeFi, for example. I haven't going as balls deep into DeFi this cycle. Airdrop farming, I think we've kind of run the course short term in airdrop farming. We'll see some big ones come back up without a doubt, but it's kind of become too diluted. So we need a bit of disillusionment to come in before we get a few good drops again, and that'll pump everybody back up, as usually happens. So I said we're dumping, but we're down like 0.5 percentage point for Bitcoin. Why is everything dumping? Because markets dump. That's why. Because we're still in a situation of weakness in the markets. Altcoins are always going to dump harder than Bitcoin. People are still paranoid about a variety of stuff, and basically the downtrend is just still here until we start reversing on that downtrend. Expect more, at least sideways action, more consolidation. Okay, I think we might finish up here for today, guys. Is it a rumor? Are you with Kronos Chain? I'm not with Kronos Chain. I've got a sponsorship deal with Crypto.com, as we said earlier in the stream, but I don't have any kind of partnership with Kronos Chain specifically, even though it's kind of backed by Crypto.com. But our Crypto.com sponsorship partnership is for their lovely debit cards, which I have one and use all the time. But that's very specific. I don't have any partnership with Kronos Chain in particular. So there you go. Anyway, guys, we'll finish up mac and cheese and ramen noodles. We'll finish up there for today. I'll see you in the next stream. Peace. Bye.